Today I am at my follow-up ultrasound appointment. Every few months I have to get a transvaginal ultrasound to check out that mass. It's not as bad as it sounds. It's just when they press up against certain areas, it hits the mass, and I've been so reactive. So reactive. And I don't know how I'm gonna handle all the jelly right now. We've been organizing because we're trying to move all of our new furniture into one room. The room's too small.
Are you supposed to put your socks with your underwear?
I put my bras with my underwear. But you don't have those. Mm-hmm. So like if I were a man, okay, I would put...
I feel like the socks are just so unorganized
I
that
would
you
put
can't afford.
socks, underwear, and t-shirts. Not like t-shirts, but like undershirts in one drawer.
I don't know what we're going to do with that bottom drawer that's full of stuff.
Beanies.
For days.
And there's more where that came from.
Knitter probs. Some of these I've made, some of them I haven't. But this one is surprisingly my favorite, and I don't have it listed. It's like really slouchy, but the pattern's cute. I haven't been vlogged in a week.
I guess we'll see.
It's been like 3 weeks since I vlogged. We got hitched, and that's why we're moving rooms.
Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful day that has finally come in which we witness the union of Cheyenne and Sylvina. We ask that you watch over them and guide them through their day-to-day lives. Help them stay encouraged in heart and knit together by strong ties of love. You have written vows.
Sylvina, my love, I will always strive to keep the Lord in the center of our relationship. To make you laugh even in the moments it's easier to cry, and to give you all that I have while jokingly reminding you that what's yours is mine and what's mine is also mine. In some ways, I remain a version of that 15-year-old girl with stars in her eyes.
Cheyenne, as we stand here, I must be honest with you about what to expect and what not to expect out of this marriage. I cannot promise you that I will never steal the covers. I cannot promise you I will never make you upset, but I will make it my oath to make you smile at the end of the day. I vow to always try to make you happy, to keep you in this marriage 100%, and to never betray you.
How does it feel to be married, Selena? I feel like I'm interviewing
In a way, it's similar to what... I mean, it's already obviously similar to what we already had, because we've been together for almost 8 years now. But in a way, it's kind of a little different. I mean, it's like a good different, not like...
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I made a mistake.
Yeah, I am adjusting to the sleeping arrangements. And I've had this terrible insomnia.
I haven't had any real problem sleeping.
And he can fall asleep in 5 seconds, and I don't anymore.
It actually all fit. And she's taking over all the drawers.
No, he has that whole entire...
I do not. I have 3 drawers.
Show them your chest. Show them.
I have 3. That's it. I have 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Okay, what?
This one still is empty.
Yeah, that's for you.
Oh. Okay, I have 4. I can deal with 4, I guess.
In the bottom.
The bottom, I don't know what the heck's in there. It's just a whole bunch of sheets.
Oh, okay, so yeah, you got... And then I do have another open one that's going to be open, I think.
Well, you can have that one. Or you can put the sheets over to that one. That way, I have a chest to myself.
Yeah, I took the nightstand. My back, since I broke it, that's part of the reason why the wedding went the way it did. I wanted to enjoy my reception, and when my back is fractured in 2 places, it really hurts, and I can't move around much. So I decided to postpone the reception portion until February 26th, and then a few of our guests that would have been traveling from other states had contracted COVID. And it just overall, it was not a good time to be traveling right now. And so that was another reason. So then we decided to have this first part of the ceremony with just our parents and immediate family and a couple of my like close friends. And
Even that didn't work.
And then Sylvia's brother-in-law got the creeping crud. He got COVID and he was COVID positive, even though he just had the sniffles. His test was positive.
His symptoms were just
like fatigue and like.
No, it wasn't even that. It was just congestion and a headache.
And he didn't run fever, but he had a test. Like his sister's nurse friend said, maybe you should get tested because there's a lot of people who aren't presenting with the typical symptoms. So he's fine, like health-wise, but just because they had all been exposed, no one else could go. So then I felt bad, but we've been planning like the date for forever, and so we just didn't know what to do. So we're having the second part of the ceremony and then the reception in February with everybody, God willing. And this ceremony, we exchange our written vows, but there's still like more of, we still didn't do like the union ceremony part, so we'll do that. And we had a videographer record it. So we'll play that over a projector at the reception so that whoever missed out on that can see it. And then I think the last update that I vlogged was that I was having an appointment with the oncologist regarding that mass. And I did get the results from that ultrasound. The mass, it was once blood filled, or so they thought. Now it has turned solid, but it has not grown in size anymore. It's staying the same because it hasn't been progressing. He doesn't feel it's anything ominous. It could just be a thyroid. It could be bowel related. We just really don't know 100%. I'm at my 2-hour MRI. We're waiting, and it's going to be on my back. And I can barely lay on my back without getting this pain near my SI joint. And then it shoots down my leg. And God knows how I'm going to do it, because pray for me. Because they're not going to let me wear the brace or anything in there. But once we figure out what's going on exactly, then we'll decide the next route. Oh my gosh, guys. That was the worst MRI ever had. I am ashamed of myself. These people probably were so aggravated with me because I could not sit still. They had me in just that perfect position where it sets off the pain. Like my fractures are at T9 and T11 and L3. But I'm having a lot of pain on my sides, and when I'm laying in certain positions on my left side near the SI joint, I have this like aching cramp that kind of goes down to my butt, for lack of a better word. I'm not sure if it's pinched nerve or what is going on, but that's what was irritating me in that tube today at the MRI. And they had to pull me out and take breaks. And the lady, once she pulled me out once, she was like, do you have any pain medication? Trying to dope me up to get me through. But of course I don't have any pain medication because I'm either allergic to everything or insurance isn't paying for the Belbuca that I was supposed to try. And what the Belbuca is it's a strip that you put in the side of your cheek rather than swallowing it, and pain management chose that option specifically due to my gut, and it's one of the least addictive. I mean, the goal is to get me off of it ASAP and just have something that I can do on its really, really, really terrible days where I'm contemplating the ER. Because the ER is not a good place to be right now. Well, it's never a good place to be, but especially currently with COVID, I don't know. This pain is driving me crazy. It had gotten manageable but I don't know what I did. I've been wearing the brace all day except at night when I'm in bed. It hurts worse when I'm in bed at night. But I just pray to the good Lord, God help us all, that the MRI shows exactly the issue. We have regular x-rays that confirmed the stress fractures or compression fractures at the T11 and L3. But the doctor wanted to get a closer look to see if there were additional issues occurring or to monitor the fractures. He wants to see if they are healing or if they still look acute, because if they still look acute after all of this time, then obviously we will have to consider surgical route. So they mentioned kyphoplasty. Spinal surgery is not on my list of things to do. Definitely not. I'm just praying that this will resolve and my body will heal. My oncologist prescribed additional vitamin D. I take that once a week, and although my vitamin D level is within the normal limits, they're trying to give me extra to build it up to help the osteoporosis. And the vitamin D pill, it's prescription, but it's almost like a gel, but it's just regular from CVS Pharmacy, nothing special, not compounded, and I seem to be tolerating it mast cell wise. I am taking this week off because last week when I did do it, I was super reactive, but I had a lot of other bodily stressors occurring. So we're taking this week off. I've regained my equilibrium. We stressed those steroids for 3 days. And when I say stress dose, I guess it's not a true stress dose. I just did 5 extra milligrams each day for 3 days. My endocrinologist, I had an appointment with him through telehealth, and he says that he wants me on 30 milligrams because that would be maintenance dosing for adrenal insufficiency. If you were to cut an adult's adrenal glands out and you had to replace the cortisol with hydrocortisone, it would be 30 milligrams. I got as low as 16 milligrams about a month ago, and then it just everything went downhill from there. So I ended up, I'm currently doing 10 milligrams in the morning around 2 p.m., 1:30, 2 p.m. I do 5 milligrams, and then in the evening I do another 5 milligrams. So that's 20 total daily. I know that's not necessarily the 30 that the endocrinologist had said, but I feel that my adrenals will eventually wake up and start doing their job, because when you've been on long-term steroids, the steroid takes over the hormones that the adrenal glands normally produce. So once you wean off of the steroids, your adrenal glands normally have to wake up to begin producing the correct amount of hormones again. Because I'm not primary adrenal insufficiency and it is secondary, I feel that if I just hang out here, my body will try to get it in gear as long as I'm not going into a full-blown crisis. The increase in dose has definitely helped a lot. I haven't even been able to stand myself because I kept going into these horrible episodes where I just feel doom and anxiety, and my pulse is racing, and my blood pressure goes weird, and my blood sugars drop, and it was happening like all throughout the day, and then it would start happening once I increased the dose a little bit more. It was happening right as steroid was wearing off. I've been really trying to stay in tune with my body, and I've added in a midday dose to try to get me through this hump. And before I ever was on steroids, my labs appeared like I had Cushing's. My cortisol and HCTH were very high because that is more my body's natural predisposition. I'm just really praying that it comes back, because the steroids definitely are not helping my bone situation. Well, like my oncologist says that the osteoporosis isn't, it's from a multitude of issues. The steroids are contributing, and now that I'm on a lower dose, it's not going to be contributing as much, but if I keep having to do higher doses, then it will.